Welcome back, everybody, to episode 5. This one we're going to be going over the enchanting room, doing little barrels. Come over here, feed the animals real quick. Take care of this. I'll head over there. Now I was going to do this on camera, but due to some constraints, I did it off of camera. So I will show you what we ended up doing. I didn't make a separate room, or a separate building. What I did is just made this room off of here. So what it is, use some Zycraft blocks, color the floor a little bit. Emma wanted like 8 colors, but I did not want my eyes to hurt that bad. Every time I walked in here, I still have a couple blocks put down the floor. Bookcases all the way around. As I was running around, I found a village with a villager that was kind enough to donate enough books for all these. So now we have this. Basically, you start out, it's going to give you a low level enchant with just the table. Keep adding bookcases around. Now, what I did notice is I tried burying a couple bookcases underneath, so I'd have clear view out all the windows. But apparently when I tried putting them even underneath this one, it did not affect the enchanting table. So that's why I had to set it up in this area. This orientation, which kind of blocks the windows a little bit, but it is pretty decent. I put a chest here. I enchanted a book, and I actually found a book while I was out running around. Found this one in a mine shaft dungeon. This one, I was burning up a couple extra levels. But the good one I got is Fortune 3 for the diamond pickaxe, which is very nice. Increases your drops for diamonds, gems, dusts, and such. So I went back and there were 7 blocks of diamonds that I had found that I was leaving off to the side. Went back with the enchanted diamond pickaxe and ended up getting 21 diamonds from those 7. So I was pretty happy about that. So since that was done, kind of throws a little kink in the episode because most of it was going to be building this room. So we will move on to the next, which is barrels. As you can see, I'm starting to get a lot of dust. It's taking up a lot of space. I just make a little wall of barrels right here just for some of the larger quantity items. Barrels are pretty simple. This is the one you want. Don't make the mistake I made way back, and I figured I'd make barrels, so I converted all the wood into planks. Unfortunately, it does not work that way. They need to be logs. And you get a barrel. So let's get a bunch of these. And all we are going to do, I'll do it this way. Go 3 wide. Now, if you try to put it on top, it's just going to put them in there. Hold shift. You'll be able to put them up top. And if you go 3 high, you can jump while you're holding shift. that's good if you're doing freestanding bookcases. If you're going against a wall, just click on the wall. That'll be fine. So now we have those. I put 2 more. I've never had good luck putting stuff on each side of a bed. Woken up a couple times suffocating in a wall. So these other 2, I don't know. Guess I'll just drop them in storage for now. And yes, I still do have to split off some chests as well. But that'll be for another time. Somewhat boring. Then again, barrels just used without the tubing. And use them as sorting system. Pretty boring as well. But right now, just trying to get the infrastructure and stuff, and then everything else will start building up more as we go along with automation. Oh, don't want you to lay down, I want you to go in there. So let's load all this stuff in. Let's get you out of here. Right now there is a way to dump all of a type of item in there that's not in your inventory, but I can't really recall what it is, so. Oh, this Nicolite. Gonna go in as well. Come on. And in order to get this out, oh, and we've reached the cap. 12 stacks of 64. In order to get them out, just left click. They'll come out one at a time. If you hold shift and left click, shift right click. Control click will take out a whole stack. All left clicks. Right clicks will just tell you what's in there. You get the same thing if you try to put more in. And as usual, my miner's bags messing me up. So right click to throw it in. If there's nothing in there, it'll just pop up telling you exactly how many are in the barrel. That would explain why. Not a cap, just ender dust. I forgot what the cap actually is. Ender dust doesn't really need its own barrel. I could do shards as well. Sure, why not? They do start taking up space. Tend to find a lot of them. Well, just caving in general. So the other thing that I wanted to do today, I am not gonna have you guys sit through me doing all this. Let's get the rest of these in there. The other thing I want to do, use an enchanting table, Right click, drop an item in, gives it a little list of enchants. I usually, at first I try to keep it all on basically pickaxe. Is, the most important. What you can do if you want to burn levels is you can drop a book in. Works the same way, except you obviously enchant the book. Now, in order to enchant the book, you need to put the book and the item in an anvil. Which is this fella right here. Pretty straightforward. It's a block of iron. We're going to need to make a compressor. Compressor's relatively straightforward, but what I also need to make is these engines will not run that compressor. It's part of a different mod. So I am going to have to make a generator. In order to run it. Iron furnace. Take a stack of these. So, iron furnace, 3 blocks of refined iron, which all that is, we'll throw it on through a powered furnace, is take a regular block of iron. We'll let those run, see how far they go. You will need more, but just put regular block of iron and a furnace, powered furnace, whatnot, and it will turn it into refined iron. Need 3 blocks. You will need, it starts becoming more important a little later on. Iron furnace, I believe, is more efficient. I usually don't really make them because the regular stone furnace, usually works fine for me. So now we have refined iron coming in. That should be plenty. Don't feel like turning my engines on. So the other part of the generator is the battery. Which consists of a couple blocks of tin, 2 redstone, and a copper cable. In order to get copper cable, copper bars, and rubber. Rubber you get from cooking sticky resin. So what we are going to do, I do have a farm where I found rubber trees, and the sticky resin comes off these nodes. Now if you break the wood, you'll get 1, but the wood's gone. So what you want to do is make a tree tap. Which is this guy right here. And pretty easy, pretty straightforward. They do not last long. So I should make a couple. The durability on them is pretty horrible. Then all you do, works like a harvesting, except it's just 1 click. So click once, sticky resin comes out. You'll see these. Obviously they look different. If you click it again, you get more resin, but the resin will not come back. So unless you are a glutton for punishment and want to keep growing rubber trees, or just have an overabundance of them, one harvest per, then just wait. They respawn relatively quickly. You get between 1 and 3 per nodule that you tap. Later on, there are other machines that I do use instead of the just cooking these in a furnace, which you will get more rubber per resin. Well, that nodule is going to drive me nuts forever. Alright, so now we got 20 of them, and you look and see just from doing these trees right here, none of them had a lot of nodules really. You see that the tree tab is already down to half durability. That's why you'll go through a lot of them. I'll put these away. Cook up the rubber. While we're at it, yep, I have plenty of copper bars. I'll go with 9. There's a couple of ways to make the wire. Or cable. Do it this way where you get the rubber. 3, you get 6 of them. The other way to do it is you can make uninsulated copper cable, and it's 1-to-1, 1 insulated copper cable to 1 rubber. And uninsulated, same thing. So I'll make a couple like this. So our rubber is doing. So there's not a huge difference in the way you do it. Then again, that's odd. Ah. There you go. 6 copper cables. The other way to do it, uninsulated rubber. Just a little more clicking. And that's it for that. We will store these cables, the uninsulated, in there. Let's go back to our generator. My mistake, the battery. For some reason, when you click on this, it doesn't bring you automatically to the recipe. Alright, so a cable, 4 tin, 2 redstone. So let's get 4 tin, piece of redstone. Bring it up again. And this is really handy when you use this. It shows you all the recipes, but if you click this question mark, it puts ghost images of them all. Then you know exactly where everything has to go. And that just wants to be difficult. So here, here, redstone, copper cable, battery. Okay, so we got that. Now we go back to our generator recipe. And there it is there. And let me grab 3 of the refined iron we made. Now you can do it different. You can make a machine block instead of using the refined iron. You need refined iron for this one, but you only need a regular furnace. When it comes down to it, it basically you're using the same amount of iron. Just a matter of time. Cross, battery here, and a generator. So now we have the generator, which we stop doing that. I actually had them on. Let's see what we can get put in there to get rid of that buildup in the pipes. Always worries me. There we go. Alright, so we have the generator. I believe I'm going to do is I'll set it here, run the few machines that are going to use it in this corner. I don't think I'm really going to put many more of the machines that use the steam engines in here. Eventually it'll probably be underground in a basement with a big sorting system, but that'll be for much later when I get, a mine going, mining wells, etc. So let's put this in the corner. See, it takes coal to run, and you need to connect it to your machine, such as we have these. But for this mod, it uses the copper cables, which I have right here already. But first, let's look at the compressor. 4 stone, a machine block. Ooh, I may have needed 1 more. So, let's grab a piece of iron. Drop it in our furnace real quick. Let that cook up. While it's cooking up, we'll look for the rest of the stuff that we need for this. Alright, stone. 1 piece here. 2 pieces there. Yeah, I'm driving myself nuts with this. Oh, spiders on the roof. Drive me nuts. Another reason why the roof's so high. If it was lower, they'd be too close, and it wouldn't let you sleep. So let's look around. We can throw some cobble into the furnace. The rubber out of there. We'll put that over there. Put the 4 pieces of cobble in. Furnace. Throw it out. Okay, so we got cobble going. Machine block. We'll need we're gonna need more copper cables. Hopefully. Oh yeah, we got plenty. Just make them all. They will be used plenty. So 6, and another piece of refined iron. The best laid plans. Alright, so we'll take care of machine block first while the other piece goes. Alright, so we have our machine block. Here's our cable. We needed 6 stone. Another piece of refined iron. Alright, so let's look at this electronic circuit again. And 2 pieces of redstone. 6 cables. And we have our electronic circuit. Let's go back to here now. Machine block circuit. 6 pieces of stone. And we have our compressor. So how we are going to run this is I can actually go behind this wall. Oh, don't want to use the diamond pickaxe. And I can do that because this is below. So let's do this. Let's get our cabling. And yeah, we can just put it right there. Put this one right next to it. You'll see it attaches. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go repair that wall right away. And also the spider on my roof is driving me insane. So let's go and probably take care of that. If you run into them at night, spiders attack you. During the day they normally don't, but it seems that if they didn't like you at night, they have a decent memory. So we're going to run out here. Spider's going to chase us. Ah, fell off the roof. And he has been dispatched. So we're going to run over here. A little bit of zombie flesh from the zombie that got stuck out. Yeah, we'll just do it this way. Take these stairs out. Just put regular cobblestone blocks. Don't really want to leave it wide open. Run back inside and take a look at how this works. Okay, so compressor has room. You can put upgrades in there. Usually use speed upgrades. Makes it run much faster. First thing we got to do is I have to find some coal, which is the downside. The other thing you can use with this is there are solar panels you can use, which I was going to make right off the bat, but unfortunately one of the subcomponents needed to make those, you need the compressor to make, so that's the way it goes for this. So set it in there, goes up, it'll start filling this bar up. Once this bar is filled, it'll stop burning, so you can leave excess in there, and now you'll see that this bar is up. So if we look again at the anvil, iron blocks. 9 iron ingots make 1 block of iron. So we are going to need to get 3 iron blocks. I think we used quite a few, so we'll just use what we need right now. So set them all in there. Also a progress bar. And that is that. So we'll wait. I'm not going to hook this up to the little travel to go right to the chest. Not really necessary. It's not used all that much. So we will have that. Let's see what else we needed again. Just 4 iron ingots. Let me throw this redstone back in here, the excess. Clear up my inventory a little. I'm just throwing miscellaneous stuff everywhere. Like I said, gotta clean it up anyway, so. Cabling I usually keep in here. I do most of the stuff in the project table. I will make plans, which is what these are. You set one in there. What's a decent recipe? As soon as there's a recipe in there I can make something, there'll be a button right here. Button lights up. Click that, it'll make one of these plans. Then all you have to do afterwards is you grab a plan, set it in there. It'll give you the ghost image, but if you have the items in here, you don't have to put anything up here. It'll just pop up. You can take the item right out. They're very nice, but they do not stack. So I usually just subcomponents that I know I'm going to make a lot of. Be the only things I usually put in there. Alright, so block of iron. And we have our anvil. Which, oddly enough, I am going to keep in here. And with this interface, you can obviously grab the books, like Feather Falling. Let's take my boots off. What I'll get from combining these is Iron Boots of Feather Falling. This does cost levels as well. This will cost 3 levels. Basically all you do is you pick it out, and it's, if you have the levels, you're good to go. I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to use this on just regular iron boots. The other thing you can do is you can rename the item. You'll notice that when you rename the item, it does cost more levels. And the other thing you can do is iron boots. If I wanted to just repair these, you can take another. Oh, must need to be full. I'll grab a piece of iron real quick. Yeah, I could use a fresh sword. But iron boots, put another piece of iron there. You notice the difference. Put more bars in there, the more it'll repair it, but also the higher the cost. So that's why I needed that. So when I do get levels, because after level 30 it's just not efficient due to how much more experience you need per level. So usually whenever I hit level 30, I'll come in and just enchant a book. And it's also nice for, basically for one, I had to take a chance with a diamond pickaxe. It would have been easier to just do a bunch of books until I got Fortune 3. But at the same time, the books will give you any enchant. So if you're looking for one for a pickaxe, you know, for instance, this frugal, that's only for wands. And obviously feather falling's just for boots. So you will get a wider range, but at the same time, you can get enchants through books that you can't get just putting the items in there. And like I said, you know, diamond pickaxe, kind of a costier item. You know, I could have gotten something just horrible on it. The other thing you can do, I do not have another enchant, but what you can do is you can put the enchanted item in there and a book with another enchant and combine enchantments on the item. Whereas if I put this back in here, it's going to do nothing. It's not going to help me out at all, because the table will only let you enchant something that's not enchanted. I believe it has to be the same items too. So that is all. So now we have our compressor used for making some stuff. I'll probably end up making some solar panels for the roof, because those are pretty much just running. You can actually hook it up to a battery or something that it charges during the day. And don't have to use coal. Uh-oh. Enderman. See if I can get him. Where? I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you. Get mad. Get mad. Yeah, that's right. Where'd you go? Get back here. Don't disappear on me. Okay, where'd he go? Ah, come on. Don't be like that. Oh well. Yeah, Enderman disappeared during the day, so it's better to get him at night. But during the day sometimes you can get them pretty quick. I don't have the weapon. There is Nathame, which is a small sword. If I can spell it right. Yep, Nathame. That does bonus damage against Endermen. Usually get them in a couple hits. Yeah, and it is really easy to get. But did not have. So I'm still stuck with one Ender Pearl. So, again, everybody, enchanting room done, anvil done. Also threw in the stuff that I needed to make the anvil. So, that is all for today. See ya.